All right, hello Chi Clubbers, hello and welcome. Here we are, undisclosed special location.
Tijuana.
Tijuana. And today Chris and I decided that we're going to co-teach this class. So here we go, something a little bit different for you.
Let's switch it up a little bit.
Switcherooskies. And let's see, before I hit the music, we're going to start in standing. We're going to do standing mostly today. With the toes forward, knees slightly bent, gently tucking the tail and tucking the chin, closing the eyelids down and focusing inwards. Allowing for the thoughts of the day to settle as we tune into the breath. Long, steady, even and relaxed. Take an inhale through the nose. Give an open mouth exhale. Settling into the moment, into the practice. Twice more. Deep breath, inhale. This time pause and retain the breath at the top, setting an intention. Open the mouth and exhale. One more time. Deep breath, inhale. Breathing up and in. Pause, retain the breath, this time setting a dedication. Open the mouth and exhale. Flutter the eyes open, blink, 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 as we pull down heavens 3 times, reaching out wide to the side, and exhaling down the center midline, the center column. And pulling down heavens one more time. Inhale, breathing in. And exhale, enjoy the way that feels. Ready to toss the stone together. We're going to start slowly here. The arms come up shoulder height. One arm in front, the other arm behind, glancing at the fingers, coming back through the center, and switch. Doing our best to guide the breath in and out through the nose. Cleansing and clearing any stuck, stagnant energy. Tapping into the 3 pillars of Qigong and Tai Chi, the physical posture, the breath, and the mind intent, the mind focus. Imagining as if we can toss to the side like a boulder, a stone, a rock, any challenges, obstacles, stress or strife. Just imagine rolling off the tips of the fingers, going several feet away from the body and down into the ground. Maybe picking up the pace a little bit more, feeling your weight shift left to right, side to side. That's it, and a few more here, shifting, transmuting, transforming for 3 and 2 and 1, coming back to the middle, nice big smile, pulling down heavens 3 times and exhaling, allowing the breath to saturate the cells and tissues of the body. One more time, just like that. Into our bouncing practice, bring the feet narrow and start to lightly bounce, 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 bounce. Close the eyes, focusing inwards. Scanning, sensing, feeling, observing the sensations throughout the body. Observing the habit pattern of the mind. Noticing where there may be any stress or strife, tension, tightness, aches, pains, frustrations, irritations. Just observing any place where you may be out of balance. And then allow for this gentle bouncing to soothe, comfort, ease, relaxing the body, relaxing the mind, feeling comfort, clarity, confidence. Into our body scan as we start at the soles of the feet, feeling the soles of the feet, the bottom of the feet, feeling your connection into the floor, into the earth. Take a moment and give thanks to the earth, planet Earth, which sustains our life. Moving up the feet into the ankles, any tension or tightness in the ankles, allow for it to dissipate, dissolve, release, letting go. Moving up the legs into the knees, any tension, tightness in the knees dissipates, allowing for your knees to feel at ease. Walking up the thighs, that long femur bone from the knee to the hips. Walk up the thigh into the hips and groin, slightly lifting through the pelvic floor. Oh yeah, moving into the low back and the low belly. Feel your mid-back and chest, relax the muscles between the shoulder blades. Nice and loose through the upper back, loose through the arms, the elbows, the forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers. Feeling into the neck, the voice box at the bottom, center, midline of the neck, top of the chest. Any words unspoken. Stepping into your full expression of communication, expansion, creativity. Then walking up the vertebrae of the spine, from the upper back to the base of the skull, the brain stem, which attaches into the spinal column. Observe that junction point. Then relaxing all the muscles of the face, the jaw, the lips, the nose, the cheeks, the eyes, the ears, relax. Feeling into the crown of your head, the very tippy top of the head. With your awareness, bring yourself a few feet above your body. See yourself top to bottom. Gain a new perspective, a new point of view. Seeing the situation from a different light. Keep the eyes closed and pause with the bouncing. Feel into that. Then when you're ready, flutter the eyes open. Hello. Inhale, squatting down, connecting with the earth below. Lift the heels, rise on the tippy toes, breathe in. Exhale. And again, twice more. Deep breath in, full body connect. Feet to fingers and release. And again, inhale, rising up, lifting up, reaching up and release. Pull down heavens one time. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. We're going to shake it off 3 times the standard way. Starting at the fingertips, ripple up and shake and bake. Shake it up. Let those toes roll right up. Have fun with it. One more time. Then the punching kangaroo version of shaking, which we call punching kangaroo. Grab 2 ropes. Exactly. And again. Shake and bake. One more time. That's the ticket. Cup the hands, scoop the ear. Drawing into your third eye, yin tone point. Tongue to the roof of the mouth as you guide the breath down the center column, the center midline. And again, inhale. And exhale. Feels so good to be alive. Can you hear us? You can't hear me? And again, one more time. Inhale. Is the music too loud? Oh, is it a mic check? And again, is that better? Kind of fell down my shirt. To be that mic. Okay, handing the mic. Speaking of mic, mic pass.
Mic pass. All right, let's go into the liver cleansing exercise. Going to hold a ball. And from here, as we inhale, we're going to pull a green cloud into the liver on the right side of the body. As we exhale, we're going to tap into the emotion of anger, rage, frustration, resentment, old anger, hatred. And if there's any resentment that you have towards a situation, a person, an institution, I want you to tap into that. And as you inhale, feel that green cloud fill up into the right side of the body. And then as you exhale, imagine that anger, that old resentment, leaving like a dark cloud, going several feet away from the body and down deep into the ground. So the key is to make this into a mindfulness practice. We want to feel the green cloud. We want to feel it fill up into the liver and gallbladder. And then we want to tap into the emotion. And we want to tap into an experience that we're currently going through or from the past where we feel this anger, harboring this resentment. And as we exhale, going to allow for that to leave like a dark cloud, going several feet away from the body and down deep into the ground. Now, if you want to add to this, because the liver controls so many things, 800 functions, over 800 functions in the body. One of the functions is the eyes and the tendons and ligaments. So as you press, you could actually widen the eyes and lengthen the ligaments of the fingers, further tapping into that liver chi. Internal tongue position, point straight up on the roof of the mouth, connecting the internal channel for the liver, which then connects to the eyes. So as I let go of this anger, resentment, pause the virtue of kindness, and creativity comes in and takes its place. Squeezing through the midsection, extending the ligaments as you press. And let's do a couple more presses here. Pulling in that kindness.
Excuse me.
Creativity, and last press. And I'm going to inhale. I'm going to pull a beautiful emerald green cloud into the liver as I inhale, and then pressing down. And then pulling down the heavens one time. Inhale. Just feel that goodness wash over you. Feel the liver smiling back at you. Okay.
Liver healing sound?
Sure.
Let's do our liver healing sound. Oh wow, Susan, you're outside. Okay, so you're gonna place your hands on your right side. Shoo. Doing a lot of liver cleansing these days. 3 times out loud in a whisper and then silently in the mind's ear. So first close your eyelids down and tap into that space on the right rib area. And then bring forth in your mind's eye. The liver connects to the eyes. So any situation where you felt angry, frustrated, irritated, and observe the first thought, situation that comes to mind, then use the sound vibration of shoo like a little laser beam, bringing forth kindness and compassion. Ready, prepare the breath, deep breath, inhale. Shoo. Feel the quality and consistency again. Shoo. One more time out loud, just like that. Shoo. Then in a whisper. Again in a whisper. One more time. And now doing the sound silently in the mind's ear. And imagine like a warm, snuggly blanket or smiling sunshine down upon your liver. And take a moment and give thanks and gratitude to your liver, this filtration process, the controller. And then when you're ready, bat the eyelashes open, blink, blink, blink the eyes. As we pull down heavens 3 times, inhale. And exhale. Feels so good to be alive. And again, inhale, connecting with the space around you. As you breathe out, connect with the space within you. One more time, inhale up. And exhale. Enjoy the way that feels.
All right, and then from here, going into the heart cleansing exercise, going to hold the ball, shifting over to our right, and we're going to press. Tongue position is back on the roof of the mouth behind the teeth, as if saying the letter N. As you inhale, you're going to imagine a pink cloud filling up into the heart and pericardium. And as you exhale, the specific emotions that affect the heart is abandonment, loneliness, lack of joy, overexcitation. One good way to bring joy to your heart is to have furry, cuddly animals. So focusing on a situation where you feel the loss, but any of the emotions, so if anything comes up for you, anything visually comes up in your mind, focus on that. And then as you exhale, as we press, we're going to allow for that to leave like a dark cloud, going several feet away from the body and down deep into the ground. And as we let go, the abandonment, the pain, the sorrow, the positive virtue of love comes in. And it's not just the romantic type of love, but it's the universal love that all beings innately should have for one another. And even though we may have differences, we all should have that love and compassion.
It's those differences that makes life interesting.
Makes it colorful.
Exactly. Like the painting behind us.
Allow the pain to leave. Allow the love to take the place. Fill up the heart. And let's do a couple more presses. And last one. And then coming back to the middle, pulling down the heavens one time, inhale.
All right, same pattern, the heart healing sound, ha, 3 times out loud, in a whisper, silently in the mind's ear. Place your hands over your heart, close the eyelids down, feel into your big, beautiful heart. And bring forth any situations of abandonment, loneliness, lack of joy, mania, overexcitation. Observe, sense, feel into that. And then using that sound vibration to draw forth love and gratitude. Just feel a wave of love and gratitude. Adding the ha sound. Ready? Deep breath in. Feel the love. time out loud. And a whisper, a whisper. Again in a whisper. One more time in a whisper. Doing the sound silently in the mind's ear. The heart opens through the tongue, so observing your speech, your thought patterns. Feeling the love, the gratitude. Imagine like a warm, smiling sunshine down upon your heart with so much love, so much appreciation and thankfulness. And when you're ready, fluttering the eyes open, blink, blink, blink the eyes, and pull down heavens 3 times. Inhale. Ooh. That is a nice, warm, snuggly feeling. And again, deep breath in. Long breath out. One more time.
And then from here, the spleen cleansing exercise. So imagine that the fingers become like long, hollow straws that enter down deep into the earth. Make a diamond shape with the fingers, bring the index and the thumbs together. Find a pivot point on the ceiling, and we're going to pivot over to the right as I shift. Inhaling and exhaling as I turn. Inhale, pull a yellow cloud into the left side of the body where the spleen is located. And focusing on the emotions of worry, abandonment, loneliness, lack of joy. Tongue position, point straight down, connecting the internal channel for the spleen. So any situation that creates anxiety for you, worry, could be a past, present, or future event, allow that to release as we exhale like a dark cloud out through the bottom of the feet and down deep into the ground. Your neck and shoulders get tired, we can always come down and shift, coiling the arms. So as I'm turning here, I'm coiling the palm up, twisting. I'm not just bring the arm in front and twist, gazing at the palm. So pulling that yellow cloud into the left side of the body, and as you exhale, allowing the worry to leave, allowing for the anxiety to let go. And when we let go of the worry, the positive virtue of peace of mind and serenity comes in. Calming the mind, being centered, feeling grounded. And a great way to really get grounded is to do what Season is doing, is to practice the Qigong out in the grass, especially barefooted, really connect to the earth. Let's do a couple more. And last one. And let's pull it back to the center, pulling down the heavens. One time, inhale. And then exhale. Feel that white light fill up every cell and every tissue of the body.
Moving on to the spleen healing sound of whoo. Placing your hands on the left side of the rib cage. Closing the eyelids down, connecting with your spleen and pancreas. Any feelings of worry, anxiety, pensiveness, any mind looping mental patterns. Observe, sense, feel into that. Then making the who sound 3 times out loud in a whisper and then silently in the mind's ear. Bringing forth peace of mind, balance, harmony, and ease. Preparing the breath, deep breath in. And again, the color is orange or yellow. One more time out loud. And a whisper, a whisper. Again in a whisper. One more time in a whisper. And now doing the sound silently in the mind's ear. Feeling the ease, the comfort, and imagine warm, smiling sunshine down upon your spleen and pancreas. Take a moment and thank your spleen, producing blood, holding the organs, lifting up. And then when you're ready, flutter the eyes open. For great digestion, let's pull down heavens 3 times. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do that again. Twice more. Deep breath, inhale. Breathing in. Exhaling, saturating the cells and tissues of the body. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale in and through the body.
All right, so after you finish pulling down the heavens 3 times, we're going to allow the arms to float up. Now going into the lung cleansing exercise, I'm going to open up the chest. Exhaling, going to release. As I inhale, I'm going to open up the arms. Imagine a white cloud filling up into the lungs. And now tapping into the emotions of grief, sadness, loss, shame, and guilt. If anything that resonates with you, feel that. Feel the situation, who's involved, what's involved. As you inhale, imagine that white, beautiful cloud, ivory cloud filling up into the lungs. As you exhale, allow for the grief and the disappointment to leave like a dark cloud going several feet away from the body down deep into the ground. Tongue position is in between the teeth with the mouth closed, just gently pressing at the ridge of the upper teeth, lower teeth. Relaxing the shoulders. Feel the grief leave. Feel the disappointment leave like a dark cloud going several feet away from the body and down deep into the ground. And as we let go of the grief, the loss, the shame, guilt, the positive virtue of courage comes in. Imagine the lungs like a shield, Lungs house what we call as the Wei Qi, which is the protection or defensive mechanism of our body that wards off intrusion of external pathogens, i.e. viruses, bacteria, but also energetic attacks from people as well too. That just want to suck your energy. The stronger our Wei Qi is, the stronger our immune system is, and the stronger we have the ability to ward off the intrusion of somebody else's negative energy. So bring forth that courage. Let's do a couple more. Pulling in that ivory white cloud. Allow the courage to fill up. Last one as we close. Then we're going to inhale, pull that beautiful ivory white cloud into the lungs. Then we're going to exhale, pressing down, pulling down the heavens one time. Inhale.
You guessed it, the lung healing sound. SSS, placing the hands on the chest. Any feelings of sadness, disappointment, loss, grief? Calling in the positive virtue of courage and strength, inspiration. 3 times out loud in a whisper and then silently in the mind's ear. Deep breath in. So letting go of the sadness, letting go of the sorrow. Feel the courage and strength. One more time out loud. A whisper. Again in a whisper. One more time in a whisper. Doing the sound silently in the mind's ear. The lungs open through the orifice of the nostrils, so observe the nostrils, the air moving in and out through that passageway. And then take a moment and thank your lungs, giving thanks to your lungs for breathing life into your body. Very nice. And then flutter the eyes open, blink, blink, blink. Pull down heavens, inhale. Very nice. And exhale. Staying in that relaxed state of being. Deep breath in and a long breath out. One more time.
All right, so now we're going into the kidney cleansing exercise. Going to place the, the right hand or the left hand on the right kidney and going to bend at the waist. Inhale on the top, pulling in a blue cloud into the kidneys. As you exhale, releasing out any fear, fright, or shock. Shock could be surviving any severe kind of illness, trauma, PTSD. Tongue position rolls back on the soft palate, connecting the internal channel for the kidneys, which then connects to the ears. The inner ear, also referred to as the vestibular system. Exhale on the bottom of the circle. Inhale on the top. Letting go of fear, shock, PTSD. Inhale, totifying the kidneys on the top. As we let go of the fear, the positive virtue of gentleness, willpower, wisdom comes in. And let's do one more circle here, coming to the top, and then we're going to switch. And now moving the opposite direction. And just like the waves and the music in the background, imagine those waves filling up into the kidneys. Kidneys connecting to the water element. And last circle, coming to the top. And then we're going to pull down the heavens one time. Inhale. And exhale.
Into the healing sound for the kidneys, which is Fu. You can place your hands on your low back, either open fist or closed, whatever feels better for you. Relax the shoulders. Close the eyelids, connect with your kidneys like your battery pack. Any experiences of fear or shock, calling in the positive virtues of gentleness, of wisdom. Adding the sound 3 times out loud and a whisper silently in the mind's ear. Deep breath, inhale. Fu. Sound of Fu. Again. Fu. Unraveling the trauma. Fu. In a whisper, bringing forth the wisdom. In a whisper. One more time in a whisper. Feeling into the ears, doing the sound silently in the mind's ear. And imagine warm, smiling sunshine down upon your kidneys, giving thanks, gratitude, appreciation to your kidneys. Noticing the sounds, the kidneys open through the orifice of the ears, so observe your ears, sound sensations. And when you're ready, flutter the eyes open with a nice big smile, pulling down heavens 3 times. Inhale. And exhale. Do that again. Deep breath in. And a long breath out, enjoying the way that feels. One more time. Deep breath in. Fill the body up. And exhale.
And then after you finish pulling down the heavens 3 times, we're going to go into the 4 energy drill. So from here, gently rocking forward, coming up, rolling back on the heels, coming up into the chest, press away. Coming back down like you're pulling into your hips, come around, come up, and then press down. Starting again, forward, back, up, sink in, press out, pulling back and around, up, and press down. Forward. Imagine that you're standing in a pool or a lake or the ocean. Feel the resistance against the body, against the arms and the hands as you push through this sea of qi that encompasses all of us. Imagine that you're standing in the ocean. In this case, the ocean of life force energy. Feel that sensation. Rocking on the balls of the feet as I come forward. Go to the heels as I come back. Up and in. Sink into the heels, and then I press forward and roll into the balls of the feet. Pulling back, heels, balls of the feet, heels, balls of the feet, stimulating the bubbling well point, and press down, 50-50. Forward, back, up and in, pressing away, coming around, and come up and press down. Let's do a few more. See if we slow it down a little bit. Just feel the energy. Again. Last one. And then from here, scooping the energy or the qi around you, pulling into your third eye. Inhale. Exhale, guiding with your fingers and your thumbs through all 3 dantians. Scoop. Pull into the third eye, yin tong. From the upper dantian now to the middle dantian, down into the lower dantian. Again, feel that. Feel the chambers of all 3 dantians open up.
Ooh, that's nice. Okay, selfishly, I want us to do the dragon.
Okay.
We've been driving a lot. So you're gonna place your hands on your lower back, upper bum, option 1. Now, if placing your hands here brings your shoulders up in any way, then we wanna, bring the hands lower or even to the thighs or even to the outer edge of the thighs. So you have a few choices. So just paying attention to the ear to shoulder positioning. And we're gonna start to flap our wings Okay. All right, so now the first step here while we flap our wings is to jut the jaw forward. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to do a lion with the tongue out, eyes wide. And then jaw to one side. Someone's walking by, that's funny. And then the other jaw to the other side. Good, now we're going to keep the wings flapping. Oh no, sorry, we're going to draw one ear to one shoulder. Boop. Jut the jaw. Keep the ear to shoulder, tongue out, eyes wide. Jaw to one side. Jaw to the other side. Keep your wings flapping. And boop, we bring our ear to the other side. Ooh, might feel a little pop in there. Okay, jut the jaw. Lion's breath. Jaw to one side. Jaw to the other side. Head straight. Now we're going to step 1 foot forward. Which foot? Right foot forward. Can you see our feet?
See your feet.
See the feet. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And the back knee, so there's some width to the feet. The back knee is as straight as can be. Then we're going to turn the toe out. I want to make sure you can see my feet. Turn the toe out, flapping the wings. Flap the wings. So we keep the head position in the neutral position here with the external rotation, toe turned out. Then we're going to turn the toe in, turn the toe in. And now we do that same pattern, jut the jaw. Toe turned in, lion's breath. Jaw to one side. Keep the wings flapping, jaw to the other side. Jaw forward, toe forward, step back, boop. Step forward, flap the wings, flap, flap, flap. All right, we're standing straighter already. Back knee is as straight as can be. External rotation, turn the toe out. Flap the wings, flapping, flapping. What's the butterfly effect? The butterfly flaps his wings, changes the dynamic of the whole world. Okay, now turn the toe in. That's what we're doing right now. Internally rotated on the front leg, toe turned in, wings are flapping, jut the jaw. Ready, tongue out, eyes wide. Jaw to one side. Jaw to the other side. Neutral jaw, toe forward, and boop, step back. Relax the arms. Ooh, enjoy that nice, tall, lifted posture. 3-part smile. Big smiley face across the front of the chest. Smile in the mouth, and then turn the eyes up. A twinkle in the eyes smile. Ah, feeling better already. 3 times pulling down heavens. Inhale. Exhaling, focusing on the front of your body from your forehead down to your feet. Again, breathing in. Exhale, feeling the back of your body from your head down to your heels. One more time, inhale up. And as you exhale, feeling down the center midline, the center column.
Okay, one more practice?
Sure, whatever you want. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to step out here, dropping the elbow, dropping the wrist. Elbow's a little bit before the wrist. Make sure the shoulder is relaxed. This posture here would be incorrect. This posture here is correct. My feet are out, twice shoulders width apart. If you really want to make this into a stretch, you definitely step out wider. I want my toes to be in alignment with my knee, and I'm going to place one hand to start off with on the hip, and then I'm going to press. Now when I press, the energy is going to come up from the earth. It's going to go to the shoulder, transfer to the elbow joint, to the wrist, to the fingers, and then the energy is going to flow back into the lower dantian. Okay? So as I press here, I'm going to come around.
Now, does that leg fully lock, or you keep a little bend in
Little bend. The leg does not, either legs do not lock.
Okay.
Okay. So when the movement happens, the energy comes up to the shoulder, to the elbow, to the wrist, to the fingers. Once I stop that movement, Once energy reaches, because now the energy or my shift is fully in one side, then I come back. Everything is connected. When I bring the hand back, the palm is up right below the belly button, about 1 inch below the belly button. And you want to gaze to the tip of the middle finger. Soft and focused gaze, guiding the chi to the fingers. And when the hand flows back, moves the energy back into the lower dantian. Still keeping the sacrum tucked underneath, pressing back the Ming Men. My posture is still straight up and down as though I'm being suspended from the crown point from the ceiling or from the heavens above. Imagine a visible cord of white light pulling you up towards the heaven, keeping the skull properly aligned on the spine, on the atlas. And we're going to come to the top and switch. Now the opposite side. Again, moving the energy, transferring from the shoulder to the elbow to the wrist to the fingers, pulling back to the dantian. Coil, making sure that elbow is below my shoulder as it comes up. And now, both arms. So in Tai Chi, they would call this cloud hands. In the Chen family system, Yang style, they call it moving hands like clouds, that you'd be moving in a lateral direction. Couple more. 3, 2, 1. And then just pull it back 3 times into the third eye. Inhale. And exhale. Gathering. Inhale. And exhale. Third pull. And exhale.
With the tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth, a few rounds of the Microcosmic Orbit. We're going to use the hands to start with to guide the breath, the energy up the spine, up over the crown of the head, and then exhale down the front of the face, the throat, the chest, the belly, bisecting the body around the pelvis. Inhale like a pump, breathing up the back. Exhale like a waterfall down the front. Allowing for your imagination to lead the mind. and your mind to lead the smooth flow of the Qi, this life force energy that is within us and all around us. That is you, that is me. Orbiting around the torso and the head, a little squeeze of the anal sphincter pumps the Qi up the spine. And then as you exhale, feel a dissension down the center midline. And try a few rounds without the hands, simply the mind focus. And then let the energy, the cycle stop down into your lower belly. Keep the eyes closed and take your fingers and just gently paint the face, the throat, the chest, bringing the energy out of the head and down into your lower belly. And then Chris will lead us through the white pearl meditation.
So with your eyes gently closed, placing the hands over the lower dantian, 1 inch below the belly button. Imagine as you inhale a white mystical pearl that forms underneath the hands, gathering the energy from the space around you. As you exhale, this pearl releases and you feel the warmth and the white light radiate around the waist to the kidneys on the low back. With each inhalation, you feel the pearl get brighter and brighter. And with each exhalation, feel the warmth and the white light radiate around the waist to the kidneys. Now as you inhale, imagine the walls, floor, and ceiling pulling into your Tai Chi pole, the center core of light. And then as you exhale, the pores open up on the skin, the energy races out like wind, front, back, left, right, above, and beneath you in all directions. Gathering, inhale. Pulling into the Tai Chi pole. And then as you exhale, allowing your light to shine like a white phosphorus flare, filling up the entire space, surroundings around you. And as you inhale, last breath, exhale, allowing your light to shine, not allowing for anybody to dim your light. And then from here, slowly open up your eyes, checking out your feet.
Pull down heavens 3 times.
And relax.
Feeling better than before. Wow, that was so fun. We should teach together more often.
Sí, señora.
And exhale. Having both of you teaching is awesome, says Donna Moore.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll bring the hands to a prayer position in between the eyebrows for right thought, clearing any distorted habit patterns of the mind, stepping into right thinking, drawing our hands to our lips for right speech, clear and effective communication, and may our words improve upon the silence. Then bringing the hands to the heart for right action, because we are the change. As we shift and change ourselves, we become the change that we wish to see. Thank you so much for your time, your Qi. What a blessing. Yay!
Namaste.
Good as Qi.
Yeah, and thank you to the Quartz Hotel.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you to the Quartz Hotel here in Tijuana, Mexico. And until next time, we will Qi you later. Love you guys.
Good to
Great
see
seeing
you,
everybody.
Jacqueline, Donna Moore, Denise, Sue. Love you, Susan. Love you, Sue, Denise, Jacqueline.